Hello and welcome to the JC Coin YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how and where to find your favorite crypto series, Unminable. So going into crypto mining. So one thing about Unminable, of course, if you haven't heard, they're a site that you can earn proof of stake coins as well as proof of work coins by mining different algorithms and payouts and several different coins. We'll go over which ones and all that. But before we do, please go ahead and smash that like button, leave us a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. When you do subscribe, you can see when we post new material. If you're unable to leave a comment or like or subscribe, means you're not logged in, go ahead and log in. If you don't have a login, go ahead and take about less than a minute to create your free YouTube account. Alright, so as we said, we're talking Unminable, and with Unminable, so you can actually mine proof of work coins. You can mine different algorithms and whatnot as well. All right, so let's take a look at Unminable and see what it looks like. The actual site and information is here on the slide, but here is the actual website. So now the first thing we want to talk about is what's here. All right, so your Unminable, you can set up your rig or your CPU or your computer or your laptop or your ASICs or your, like I said, GPU mining rig to mine different algorithms and whatnot. All right, so this is the start page, and it can be found at www.unminable.com. All right, as we scroll down, we'll go over some of these coins, but first, let's go ahead and start with the algorithms. So we talk about algorithms. An algorithm is basically a program sequence that a computer or ASIC uses to set up on the blockchain. So the reason why the algorithm is important in this scenario is that, for instance, when you're mining, you have a set amount for a certain amount of hash rate that you bring to the blockchain, right? So if the coin algorithm that the coins that your mine is on that algorithm and it's set to specifically mine that coin, if the value of that coin is higher, you'll gain more of whatever you're trying to mine or get paid out in. All right. So for instance, one of the algorithms, maybe let's go Cowpow, for instance. If it's set to Ravencoin, and Ravencoin is less than 2 cents, and it's been 2 cents for a while, as opposed to Power Grid, Power AI or AI Power Grid or AIPG, which at some point it was up to like 40-50 bucks. Now it's around 25, but when it was at its highest, same thing with Zephyr. When it was at its highest, it went up to almost about 8 times as much as you would mine, as opposed to when it was at Monero, and Monero was down. So the algorithm is really important when it comes to earnings and mining, and we can show you how we can find that out for you. So let's go to Unminable and kind of see. So we're talking about algorithms. So let's see. Let's click on. So here we go. Right here, for instance. So your RandomX. To start off, this is one option. So if you're mining RandomX for Unminable, it used to be Monero for a while, and then it went to Zephyr, and I believe now it's probably still on Zephyr, but Zeph, it's fluctuating. It got as high as, I believe, $70 per coin, but the rate that it started with is the most important, and the actual payout per hash rate. So just because a coin is worth more and you're mining an algorithm doesn't mean you'll get more. It means is when it started out and the set price for that coin was, and how much it fluctuated up or down, right? So RandomX, for instance, you're looking at Monero, you're looking at Zephyr, several others that can come up and be an option, all right? So when it goes to Carlson Hash, you're looking at Carlson. Now, if you've seen the MinerStat Pro video, or the Miner Stat Pool video that I did a couple weeks ago, you'll see where to find out. If you go to like Carlson Hash or RandomX, you'll see the number of coins that are offered that can be mined there. So what Unminable will do, they'll go ahead and they'll put the coin they'll swap coins and let you know, hey, we switched from this coin to that coin. You may notice that your mining profits have decreased by 1.8%, 1.8 times or 8 times or up as many as 8 times or whatever. If they can do that, because same thing is they're getting paid for your mining and you're getting paid for your mining, so they want you to get as much as you can get because they'll give them more as well. Right? So it's kind of shared. Also, let's see the algorithms. So we're Carlson Hash. Like I said, that's Carlson coin. The shade 512 256D. Not familiar with that one yet, but like I said, if you go to miner pool, miner stat or miner pool stats, you can look that up. It's easy. Another option is your ETH hash B3. Then your Pirin hash. Pirin is a coin that can be mined as well. So if you see that one go up a lot, you would switch to that. If a coin dips and you're used to using that hash, that algorithm, get used to switching. Have your code up on deck. Your new bat file already made. I'll show you how to do that. Then of course Dynex, solve Dynex, that mines Dynex. The next algorithm we have is Nexapol. Nexapol is just Nexa. I'm not sure if there's any other coin on there, but Nexapol does mine Nexa, and also, of course, is unmineable, so you can mine any other coin on that. So if Nexa jumps up and you realize that, okay, I was mining Cowpile or whatnot, now Nexa 2, you can mine all these CPU. All right, so everyone I listed, you can mine them CPU because you'll be mining random X, but you'll be mining a coin, getting paid out, and something else. All right, so let's go on over to Octopus. That can also be mined. Then your Ironfish, which is Ironfish, can be or iron can be mined from Ironfish algorithm. Then you have your Blake 3. There are several from that. Then your K heavy hash. The main one here is Caspa. So if you ever see Caspa take a run and go up, you might want to jump on K heavy hash. And just one thing to know about the algorithms: the miner that you download doesn't mine. I don't think there's one that mines all these algorithms. So for instance, if you might use T-Rex or MB Miner, you'll notice that certain algorithms don't work on certain miners. So just be aware of that, because that's one of the problems I had when I was experimenting around and trying to find the best rate. I would try to use Cowpile on something that wasn't compatible with Cowpile, and it kind of threw me off. It frustrated me, so I kind of for a while just mined whatever algorithm that I felt comfortable with and I knew it worked, and then I know how to adjust the parameters as far as the GPU mining rigs and things like that. Right. So now that I know, I'm aware of that. So I used more different miners than I used to use. Right. So next we have Equihash is available. Then you have your Zhash. Then of course your Shade 256, the main coin to be mined off of that, of course, is Bitcoin, but there's several others that can be mined off with the Shade 256 algorithm. Your Script usually mines Litecoin and Dogecoin is most famous, but there's also several more that you can use Script mining for. If you check out the mining pool stats. Now, the thing about here, on here, what I've noticed on Unmineable, for instance, I've got a few mini Doge miners, 2 minis and one mini 2, one of the newer versions. But I've noticed even on the newest one, the mini Doge 2, if I go and use Cowpile or almost any other algorithm, I'll get a lot more Doge and Litecoin off another algorithm than I can using Script. Even on Unmineable or F2 Pool, wherever I'm mining that, the Script payout is a lot slower. So that's something to look at if you have a mini Doge. Now I use my mini Doge miner still, keep them on Script, but I'm talking about CPU mining and GPU mining. So if I want to get a little more Litecoin, a little more Doge, I'll throw one of my GPU rigs on, or even a few of my CPUs on it. It just takes a little bit longer, but it gains up enough to get a payout. All right. So let's go on now. You have your Zhash. Also, you can mine in Firopile. If you notice beneath the algorithm, it has a graphic card, but you can still mine. GPU is mined. Here it says ASICs, So you have to use ASICs on these. Same thing, Beam hash. That's one of the Beam is kind of low now, but still, one good thing about Beam hash, it doesn't use high power, so you'll save on power, but of course you won't get as many coins, but it'll be more efficient. So if you're trying to keep an eye on your electrical costs, Beam is a good way to go. But just check the prices from day to day, because it does make a big difference. Then the other ones you have your Autolycos. And as I mentioned before, CalPow. CalPow is a large, heavy intense on the electricity, but it pays out good. It does get you a high level of coins compared to a lot of the other algorithms. But like I said, it does use a lot of power. And Raven Coin, and I think AIG Power or AI Power Grid is Cal. No, I don't think that's CalPow. I'll look that up. I'll check that for you. But still, if you're using CalPow, now whatever they're using on Unminable, they get to pick the coin for you, but you can switch algorithms. But for instance, the best coin that I mine, they're going to have on there for you. Now if it changes all of a sudden and changes back, they might miss it if it's a quick flash up and then back down, correction or whatnot. But for the most part, for the long haul, they're going to keep an eye on all the possible coins, and they're going to go with the most profitable, because like I said, when you make more, Unminable makes more as well. All right. Then next, your good old ETC hash. So for ETC hash, it says graphic card, but I have an A6 miner, a small A6 miner ETC hash algorithm, but I'm not getting paid out on ETC. I switch it. I get a little Cardano, or a little Cardano, Solana, maybe XRP. Some of the proof of work coins, I use that to get paid out in proof of work coins that I can stake. So. And so, like I said, even though it says graphic card, it can be an ASIC as well. But I can't mine RandomX, or I can't mine CPU on the ETC hash. Right? That's what the RandomX is for. All right. Next one, you have your ETH hash. That's like ETH POW, a couple other side of ETH coins that are proof of work still. Because as we know, the regular ETH went to proof of stake last year. A year ago, a year plus. So that's another algorithm that you can mine GPU and ASICs if you still have ETH ASICs miners. Then here you can filter the algorithms by the newest. So they got the 4 newest here, or you can go the ASICs ones. Graphic. So this is more accurate here because it has GPU and ASICs a lot more. Mav, Equihash ASICs, SHA-256 ASICs, and Script ASICs. So you can't really mine GPU on Script, which probably wouldn't be a good idea anyway. But nevertheless, and you see the SHA-256 is ASIC, because if you try to mine Bitcoin on anything, even a good GPU miner, it's because of the hash, the difficulty of hash rate, and the halvings, and Bitcoin being one of the oldest cryptos out there, it's you only get so much, and it's going to be another halving this spring, so it'll be even less. So there's a lot of competition, and reason why Bitcoin is hanging around 45,000 a coin. So if you try to mine at RandomX or something like that, you'll get paid out, but it's going to take you a while to get that payout. So just be aware of that. So the main thing, you want ASIC for a 256. All right. Next, if you want to say, hey, I got some GPUs at 3 gigabytes, you can see which ones are compatible with your 3 gigabyte GPU. 4 gigabyte GPU, the same, see which one is compatible. Then you can also look at your 6 gigabytes. So it looks like, for instance, if one is if it's compatible with 3 gigabytes, it's going to be on the 6 gigabyte list as well. So if you look at CPUs, RandomX is the only CPU mining algorithm on Unminable, but like I said, it's still, they will be flexible. So if there's a coin that's going to make a lot of money, or more money, or give you more of a payout, then they would add that coin to Unminable and go ahead and make it the main payout, as long as it's the most profitable and it's not fluctuating up and down too much, so you can kind of get a steady idea of what you're making and not just burning electricity. All right. And then finally, your Casper forks, your crossing hash, your Pirate hash, and your K-heavy hash, which is Casper. And here is graphics and ASIC. These two are just graphic cards. So that is what the algorithms offer on unmineable.com. So next, let's look at the coins that are available on Unmineable. Like I said, there's a lot of them. Like as I mentioned earlier, you have your proof of work coins, and you also have your proof of stake coins that you can get paid out in. Because remember, you're not actually mining the coin you're getting paid out in. You can, but you have the option to get paid out in a different coin. All right. So look at the coins. We'll click on this Algo logo, and this is the list of all the coins. And before we get too deep into the coins, let me remind you that this is not financial advice. If you do decide to do any investing, please do your own research. I know us YouTubers, we have a lot of information, but hey, don't rely on strangers when it comes to investing or making investments. All right, so I'm just sharing my experience with you and what I've learned so far. All right, so let's get back to the coins. Up first, this is a recently viewed area. It's going to have these. This is what I've been on this actual page. So I'm going to scroll down in order because I believe they'll show them again. So in this order of recently, well, let's go in case they don't. So let's go with Algorand. Algorand is a proof of work coin. It's one of the, I think it's one of the ISO coins as well. It's been doing well. It had came up. It was really down like 7-8 cents, several months ago. So it's around 16 to 20 cents over the last 2 weeks. Not a bad collect, especially if you can get paid out in it by mining. The next one is everybody knows about Dogecoin. Doge is hanging around 8 cents. It's kind of where it's been living at over the last several months. But like I said, you can CPU mine it or whatever if you got a laptop and you use sometimes, or you have a spare computer that's not always in use. You can throw some Doge on it if you want to kind of get a little bit at a time. So you're not going to get rich off of mining Doge from a computer or a CPU, but it will lower your cost of if you have good energy prices or decent energy prices. Can get some extra Doge, wouldn't hurt. And then Solana, I love getting paid out in Solana, especially now that it's over $100 or it stays around the $100 mark here lately. So what I usually do is try to get a little bit every month instead of buying it at this high rate. My average cost, I think, was maybe around $20, 20 and some change, maybe even lower than that. I'll check the next time I'm on my spreadsheet. But when it's got to raising, I stopped buying it. But I still get paid out mine a little bit just to keep that cost down and just to keep my bags growing. All right, so Solana is also a proof of work coin. Then next you have your Kaspa. Solana is a proof of stake coin. Kaspa is a proof of work coin. And there are several ways. I noticed that when I tried to mine Kaspa using the K-Heavy hash, I think I tried Hero Miners and one of the other miners, and the payout was super slow. I was GPU mining, and I realized that hey, I can just do it on Unmineable and another algorithm. Because just like Bitcoin, Kaspa, there's a lot of competition for Kaspa. There's a lot of ASICs out there chunking up a lot of that hash rate. So the ASICs, especially built machines to just mine that algorithm, they're a lot more powerful. So the more hash rate you have on the blockchain or in that mining pool, the more difficult it is to get those blocks. So you'll get paid out slower and slower and slower. So I found that out. So I started doing it. I think I tried Beam, I did CowPow, and even Nexa a few times, and still, got paid out a lot faster. Made more than I did on K-Heavy Hash. All right, so that's something to look at. Now, if the price of Kaspa raises up again, that might change quickly. But just where there's a lot of hash rate going on, a lot of competition, you're going to get paid out slower. So just keep that in mind. That's why you should know about these algorithms and know, hey, this is how I switch, and know that so you're not, wasting electricity and not getting your fullest potential payout. All right. Next, we have our Cardano. Cardano, same thing. It jumped up over 50 cents, and it's kind of been doing well over there, except a few slight dips. But it's looking good from where it was. I think my average cost was like 27 cents. And I still mine Solana. It might just be between 30 and 50 a month, but still, that's something. And I'll use CPUs. Sometimes I'll use my ETC hash, the V1 Classic Pro, the Ethereum Classic Miner, ETC on ETC hash, and just for a few days get a few Cardano, and whatnot. But like I said, it is proof of stake, So a lot of times, every once in a while, I'll stake them on Trust Wallet. But like I said, I'm real careful about where I stake my coins now because I got burnt on Dexpool, and I don't want to do that again. So the ones I do trust, like Trust Wallet, but I still don't stake all of them. So I stake a small portion of them, earn a little bit here and there, and mine a little bit here and there, and I still buy. I still DCA into Cardano. So same thing with Caspa and Algorand too. So out of those five, Algorand, Caspa, and Cardano, I do DCA in. Dogecoin and Solana on mine. So that's why they're recently viewed, because I've been switching back and forth on GPU, CPUs, and ASICs. All right. So next, recently added your your AI Power Grid, or APG. That one is fairly new. We'll talk more about that later because I believe they added that as one of the algorithms to be mined. Then you have your Alephium, not too sure about that one. That's been around for a while, or not on unmineable. So next you have Bunk. Now Bunk is a token of Solana. It's as a layer 2 on Solana chain. So if you got a Solana coin, your Bunk address will be your Solana address will be your Bunk payout address as well. So when I switch miners from Solana to Bunk, all I gotta do is change one little item, and it's pretty smooth. It's Bunk. If you've seen my video about 2023's top gaining cryptos, Bunk was number one, I think, at about 97x for 2023. So 2023 there was no 100x's, but Bunk came really close to 97 and some change. So give it up for Bunk. Like I said, I did wish I would have caught it when it was before it hit that 97 point, but like I said, that's very difficult to do. But still, it's still at a low rate, so it's still at a bargain, and it still has room to move. So that's what Bunk, and you can mine Bunk as well. See if I want to switch on that. Yeah, I can come back. So let's do that, for instance. So one thing about Bunk, some of these coins you'll see when we go to the Bunk page, if you look and see your payouts, so you have to get 100 or 15,000 Bunks in order to get paid out. So that's the minimum you can get for a payout. So let's go to Algorand. It's the ones we covered. Algorand, you need 10 for a payout, and this is because of the price. If the price is like for Bitcoin, you're not going to have to get 10 Bitcoin to pay out because that's $450,000. You'll take forever getting those, and you may never exceed that. But based on the price is, if the price is if it's at a high price tag per coin, then the payout will be a lot lower, and vice versa. So Algorand is at hanging around 16 to 20 cents these days. So you get 10 Algorand, you can get your payout. Look at the other ones. Dogecoin, 30 Doge. Doge is at 8 cents. So we look 8 times 30. That's $2.40 worth of Doge. You can get paid out. And Solana, it's like 0.15. And if you're doing both blockchains that you can load, or all three of them that you can get Solana on, or both of them. Solana blockchain and the BSC blockchain is still 0.15. All right, and let's see what else we have. Caspa, I believe that's 50. Yeah, 50 CAS payout. Caspa's right around 10 to 13 cents over the last few days. AI Power Grid, not sure the price, but it's 10, so it should be closer to I would think closer to Algorand's price. Alephium, 0.5, should be a few dollars coined in. It's 0.5. And Bunk, like I said, we did Bunk 15,000. Bunk's got at least 3 zeros, maybe more than that in front of it. Next we have Dynex. Not sure what Dynex does, not too familiar with it, but one Dynex you get paid out. So it's usually, if it's one, it's usually $1. Oh, it's over $1, maybe $2 plus. They don't want you. They're not going to have you mining all day. Here's a new one to me, Jupiter. Not familiar with it. It's new. Know that it's new, and 2 payouts, or 2 Jupiters to get you a payout. And next we have Carlson. Carlson, 25 of those get you a payout. So that's probably worth. If you look at Caspa, since 50 is payout, so you would think, hey, it's about worth half of Caspa, since it's half of the payout. So most of the time, it's pretty accurate of that when it comes to payouts. Then you're Neoxa. Neoxa is a proof of work coin. You can mine that on Hero Miners too, and it's new. It just came here not too long ago, and it demands only 50 Neoxa for a payout. And Neoxa is 3 zeros and I think 2.0002 high twos or low threes is where it's been hanging out over the last month. So 50 is pretty easy to get. You can CPU mine that, get you a few. Next is Win. Win is too new for me, but 25,000 a coin. It must be several zeros in front of it, so something you can experiment with once you know more about it. I haven't got around to looking that up yet. So let's go to our next one. So here, so recently highly volatile. We've covered these three already. So Pepe is on the Ethereum chain. Mine this one. Check it out. You need you need 12.5 million for a payout. So there's several zeros in front of that. Let's see. And they'll put this warning up if it has so many zeros, or if it's because when it's a lot of zeros in front of it, and there's a lot in the market, and they're really cheap, the price will fluctuate a lot, which is good news if you want to get in. Same thing, bad news if you get stuck holding the bag. All right, so that's Pepe, and Pepe is proof of stake. Saitama, I'm not familiar with it at all, but you need 4,000 for a payout. Let's go back to Algo. We'll get back to where we were. So hit that button there. You see I was mining some Algo. I think that's like one CPU doing work. Alright, let's see. We got our volatile coins. All coins and tokens. So if we covered it, we'll jump over it. And as we covered all these, 1 inch. We haven't covered that one yet. So 1 inch, not familiar with, but the payout is 2. So I think it's at least over $1. So Aave, same thing. Aave's payout is for one blockchain. For the Ethereum chain is 0.3. For the BSC chain is 0.05. So it's a huge difference. But with the ETH chain, they're going to hit you up for transaction fees big time. So Cardano, we talked about, and Algorand, ApeCoin, you can get paid out on. We will look at, let's see, Ape is 3.5 on ETH chain and 0.1. So the ETH chain requires a lot more, but the fees are higher. So I want to make sure they get that ApeCoin from you. Next, you have Aptos. We won't go through the payouts on the rest of these. We'll just kind of touch on what they are if I know what they are. Not familiar with. Cosmos is proof of stake coin. So hanging around $9.5, $9, $10. But it's a decent one. But it's, like I said, it can be staked on Trust Wallet as well. Avalanche, the same. Avalanche, it's been on a rise. It jumped a lot. It's a proof of stake coin. It's on Trust Wallet, but it can't be staked on Trust Wallet. And Baby Doge. Not really sure what Baby Doge does. It's the meme coin, of course. Let's just see what its payout is. Yep, this is what I thought. You've got 1 set of 3s, 2 set of 3s. So you need 1 billion Baby Doge just for a payout. So don't know how fast you'll get those, but I'll show you something too. So one thing you can do, well, I'll show you that at the end. I won't get ahead of myself. You got your band protocol. Then you have your basic attention coin. Basic attention token, not sure where that's from. Bitcoin Cash, even your Binance coin. Now here you have your Bitcoin. I just got a payout on Bitcoin not too long ago. It's mining on my GPU miner. So your mine is 0.0075. Let's see what that looks like in cash for a payout from Bitcoin. 3075 times 44,850. Price is somewhere around there today. So you're looking at $33.63 for a payout of Bitcoin. So if you're mining CPU, it's going to take a while. So you don't want to kind of get ahead of that unless whatever. You can do whatever you want on your rigs. Alright, so Bitcoin Gold as well. You got your BitTorrent, your Pancake Swap. Also we got Conflux, who just made a rise. Chiliz, Crypto.com, native coin, your Dash, and your Digibyte. Digibyte is, I think that's proof of, I don't know what Digibyte is. I do have some, but I don't know. Talked about Doge already. Polkadot, Dogelon Mars. That's a proof of stake coin. It's on the ETH, on the ETH blockchain. And this one is I do mine Elon from time to time, and it's 20 million for a payout. 6 zeros in front of that one. So then you have your band protocol. Jump where we're at. Dogelon. So Engine Coin, your EOS, Ergo, and your Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic usually around $25 a coin. Payout there, I think it was 0.25. So yeah, if it's $20-something a coin, it's about $5, $4 or $5 you can get paid out. So let's go back up to where we were. Ethereum. Ethereum is proof of stake, but you can get paid out in Ethereum coins. But I've never mined Ethereum when I got into mining. That's why I got a lot of these coins. It's funny story is when I started mining, I started mining before I started buying crypto. I didn't know how to buy it, so I just mined it. Went to a few YouTube videos and kind of had some computers I wasn't using and some I was using. Then bought a few cheap ASIC miners on smaller version ASIC miners. Then started getting GPUs. But my approach when I first started mining was like, well, if the coin is on Trust Wallet and I can get it from unminable, then that's going to be my coin. That's how I did my research. It wasn't smart, but it didn't wreck me because I didn't invest a lot of time. I figured out pretty quick that hey, this coin is better to have than this one, or I don't know what this is, but I know this is good to have. So I think I got it turned around, but I also was able to get some experience and some know-how just by putting my feet in the water and starting without, instead of taking a long time to research and do all this, I jumped in. But nevertheless, Ethereum POW, I think that's proof of work now. You can mine that, if I'm not mistaken, on Ethereum Hash. They have so many now, proof of work and proof of stake coins. Flux, proof of work, I do believe. I don't have any Flux, I don't mess with Flux. Phantom, not in my wheelhouse, nor is Fun Token. Gala, I do Gala. Gala, I think it's proof of stake, but I do get paid out in Gala. It's around 2 cents. It's a gaming coin, so I'm trying to get. So my thing is get a certain number, and then I'll stack those up and hodl those for a while unless something happens, and I'll get rid of them. Gas, not familiar. Hodo, it's another coin. Icon, ICX. This is one of the ones I first started mining. It's not that much at all. I think I got 2 payouts, so mine it for 6 days on 2 laptops or something like that, on a laptop or in a desktop. So yeah, I talk about Icon or ICX, but I hold like hardly none. I'll tell you, I think I got like 10. Yeah, because the payout is 4. I think I got just at 10 or just under 10 ICX. So I do talk about it, but I'm not into it like that. If someone was to give me some ICX, I'll take it, but looking at the price since I've got in summer of 2022, nothing to gawk at. It's just there, so to speak. But who knows? Next, Ironfish. Heard a lot about it. Haven't got into it. We talked about Caspa. Don't know anything about Clever. Not too keen on Kyber network as well. Chainlink. I hear a lot of good things about it, but I haven't gotten into it. Now, the reason why I don't get into coins, some of them, it's not because they're bad. It's just that I'm extended enough. I've got like about 48, maybe 50 different coins and all, even though on about maybe 15 of those, it was just toe in the water, answered some questions on Coinbase, got a airdrops or something like that. Nothing heavily invested on about 15 of them. Then the rest are like a combination of mining, buying, DCAing religiously, or just tried it for a while, didn't like it, then held on to them, see what happens. So I'm not saying that, for instance, like Chainlink, for instance. Yeah, by the time Chainlink, started hearing about Chainlink, I was too heavily into too much, so I found myself getting spread too wide. So I'm trying to just reel in and trying to stay with what I got. Every once in a while, I'll get out there on a new coin, and just in case it blows up, maybe get a couple $100 on it, and see if I can get a quick 100 time or 50 times, something like that, and handle my business on something better. Otherwise, let's go to Litecoin. Like I said, I do mine Litecoin. Been mining it from day one. I think I bought a few DCA for a short period of time when I first started DCAing, so it was easier to get. Terra Luna Classic is a proof of stake coin. It's been going through crap. I know a while back when I was looking at the charts, when I found out what it was, I liked it because I could mine and get a lot of it back then. But still, it did jump up and drop a zero. But Terra Luna Classic was worth $170, $172, I do believe, and in the blink of an eye, it went down to several zeros. So if you bought it at $100 dollars, you got toasted on that. I feel bad for you, and I don't want to make anyone feel bad about that, but that's what happens. But if you bought it now with 6 zeros, 5 zeros, 4 zeros, you're not looking too bad, right? So it depends on when you buy it. And like I said, it's got a lot of upside. It's still active, still moving, and there's a lot of burns. Binance is trying to help with that. So I still mine Terra Luna Classic right around 30,000 a month. And like I said, I have one Linux laptop, I think, that just in the background it mines, and I think that's the one that stays on Terra Luna Classic. And I got another older desktop that stays on Bunk, so that gets me about 30,000 Bunk a month. 50,000 Bunk a month. So that's where I'm at with that. Decentralized Mana, I never tried it. Matic, I bought a dollar's worth. It was $100 worth. I got some Matic, but I didn't really get into it. But I got some. Metal, not really sure what Metal is. Neo, not familiar. Nexa here, I just recently started mining Nexa, started buying Nexa. Don't really know why I got onto that one. It just was convenience, I would say. Still mine it, about $500,000 a month. It's a little bit GPU and mostly CPU though. But I do, try to build up my Nexa bag. It's promising, but who knows? That's the thing with the crypto today, is that back when Bitcoin was on a lonely one, got off to a good start or a slow start, but it didn't have the competition as coins got now. So, for instance, you got a coin like Caspa, that did really well, or even Bunk. It's a meme coin, but then once Bunk is popular, someone's going to go and create another coin that's like, this is the new Bunk, or this is the new Caspa, or this is the new Bitcoin. And it's going to have a lot more competition than those older coins did. So just because they took off and everything looks exactly the same, that's one factor that you can add into that can make the price action different than those older coins that already did that. So that's the magic of it. We talked about PayPay already. Qtum, not sure what that is. Augur, reserve rights, never mess with those. Ravencoin, I did mine Ravencoin. It was one of the first coins I mined. So it was like a couple cents, or actually it was a little higher then, maybe almost a dime back then. But I mined it. I don't think I ever bought any Ravencoin. That's what I learned how to mine, learned how to adjust my algorithms, and even overclock settings by mining Ravencoin. So I think for that, nothing big. I don't have a big bag of Ravencoin at all. Don't really mess with it much anymore. It's just sitting in a corner somewhere collecting dust. So right now, my Sayatama coin, we talked about that one. Not sure what that is. Sayacoin as well. Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is a funny one. Everybody talks about it. It's a meme coin. If you go on YouTube, you'll see how it's going to make you a millionaire. But one thing I like to do is go back a couple years, like those people making predictions, and then go back a couple years and they were still doing the same thing. So I try to stay away from predictions and all that. So anyway, Shiba Inu, it is 5 zeros or 4 zeros back and forth. It's a meme coin. So, and like if you're mining it on ETH network, you're looking at 50 million for a payout, and then it looks like 150,000 for BSC and KCC chains. So, yep, and you can get it shipped pretty cheap. But the only thing is, like I said, if you're on the Ethereum chain with it, the fees are going to cut you up pretty deep. So be aware of that. So a lot of noise coming out about Shibarium and all that, but still, it did drop a zero. But from the high 8s to dropping 1 0, that's it's decent. It's better than not doing it, right? So next, Solana we talked about, Sushi as well. Now Tron TRX, it's a layer 1. I do have some Tron. That was my goal, to get 22,000 or 20,000. I think I got like 22,000 Tron. And my cost basis thing is like right around high 7, low 8 cents. So I feel good about that. Right now it's hanging around 10 cents, 11 cents. Uh, it's layer one. It's it's who knows, but still the same. Is like I'm not looking for be a millionaire off of Tron, but I can make some start taking some profits if it gets over 15. I got my little tick marks when I'm going to sell a little bit at a time. I bought some Tron, mined some Tron on here. I was killing Tron for a lot on Unmineable for a while, but most of it was bought. Right, Uniswap we did discuss. Tether USDT, that's the Ethereum. This one is actually, let's see, one USDT is a payout for it's 1.5. So here it's I used the Tron, the TRX network, when I did mine it for whatever reason. It's been a while. It's when I first started mining. Payout was $1.50. Then here on the Ethereum chain, it's $28. You can have your reasons for mining USDT. If you want to trade, go on and trade when you mine it. That's one way to do it. But I gave that up. I think I was mining. That's what I was doing. I was on one of the gambling sites, and I can't remember which one it was. But you couldn't put money in it on your credit card, so I would use USDT, make small bets, and then if I win something, I get some Bitcoin or Doge or some other crypto that they offered on there, and it paid out pretty good. It was pretty cool. I'd make 2-team parlays or 2-game parlays, 3-game parlays. Got lucky a few times, and I won more than I lost. So, and it wasn't a huge thing because I only did it one season, and I haven't been back on there. So I'm not a big gambler, but that's the only time I mine Tether. So VeChain we discussed. Waves, not really familiar with. Wrap Bitcoin as well. Wink, I don't mess with Wink, and nor do I mess with WorldCoin. However, Stellar Lumens, good old XLM. I was DCAing into that. I think I'm around maybe 6 cents, 7 cents average on that. I have over 20,000, but I haven't. I stopped, left those alone. I've mined some got some on mining payouts on Unmineable a while back. I still haven't mined it in a while, but I think I'm. It's been a real quiet road. It rose up a little, but it's just it's there, so to speak. Monero, it used to be the mining coin or the algorithm miner for Unmineable, but now they switched that out. But Monero's, I don't have any Monero. Nano, I do have some Nano. Same thing when I first started mining with ICX. I might have got 1 or 2 payouts just to see what it was all about, because I think it was on Trust Wallet, so I jumped on it. XRPs I was bullish on, but I think I'm at the top of my level. I think I'm going to stop right where I'm at. Probably get about another couple hundred more Ripple. Mine a little pay, DCA a little bit, but my cost average is it was around 30-some cents, but I got ripped off by Dexpool, about 3,000, 3,500 or so XRP, trying to stake them. So that put my cost average just under 50 cents. So I'm trying to keep it under 50 cents. So right now, like I said, I'm gonna let it watch and see what it does, and it's just been pretty much stagnant. But like I said, that's fine. Next was Tezos or XTZ. Not familiar with that. Don't have any Verge. Never messed with Yearn.finance. Zcash or ZEC. Never messed with. Now Zephyr here. I don't have any Zephyr, but I know that Zephyr is what they're using now on Unmineable, as I mentioned. We'll look at that a little bit later and kind of see those messages and whatnot. All right. So then, so Zephyr is what, if you do random X, that's the coin you're mining. So if you're looking, if that one's up over $25, you're doing good. If it's under 20, you're like, yeah, it's still maybe a little bit better than Monero was. But when I got around November, it was up pretty high. It was like almost 8 times as much as it was when it first switched. So that was a good few days right around Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, that is. All right. So next we have the Zilliqa. Now I did mine Zil, and if you know anything about Zilliqa, it's a proof of work coin, but you can stake it as well. I've seen that when I was in one of my other videos. Anyway, Zil can be triple mine, double mine, so that means if you're mining a certain coin, you can get paid out in that coin, and Zillow too, mine them at the same time on the same ASIC or GPU rig. That's several different areas, several different pools have that. I do put that in my videos that my how and where to find your favorite crypto series. You'll see some of those when you look at the ones when I go over the other mining pools that I did. But yeah, Zilliqua. Now it's right around 2 cents. It's right there with Ravencoin in price and been there for a while. Kind of runs along with Ravencoin. I don't know the relation with those two, but that's just, to me, they're side by side on my chart. And so when I update my prices, I always see them two right around the same, very close. It's right around the 2 cent, high 1 cent, low 2 cent price over the last several months. And the next one, OX or ZRX ticker, I have no clue what that is. Never messed with that at all. So these are the coins that are available. Let's count these up. So there's 5 rows, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. 85 plus the 2 at the bottom, that's 87 coins that you can get paid out. You have a choice of 87 coins on unmineable.com that you can get paid out in. Alright? So that is not bad at all. So we just talked about the coins that you can get, or the coins that are available and unmineable. Next, let's talk about the news setting. On the side, they have little skits. We'll go from the oldest to the newest. So if you want to see what's been out there and what kind of news that Unmineable shared with us over time, let's see what we got. Just go up here to this left side where it says news right here, and we'll click on more news. Hopefully it'll let me scroll. Yeah, so I'm gonna scroll down. So it looks like the oldest ones are here. I'm not gonna go too far back because this is going, well, it's 2023, so they're, so yeah, we go back to, all right, let's start with Beamhash. Get that settled down. Let's go with 2023. So we're at December 12th. Okay, here you go. So January 10th, Polkadot is now available for mining. Payouts can be processed via the native DOT chain and the BSC network. Then Zcash came along and it's available. Then Aptos came along and it was available, still on there. Now we have a new ASICs compatible algorithm is now available. We just added Equihash or ZEC base, so that's Zcash. With multi-region and SSL support. SSL support is just solo mining, as it's called other places. Take your spec mining to a whole new level. That was March 21st last year. Then a week later, K-Heavy-Hash Caspa-based algorithm is now available for mining multi-region endpoints and secure socket levels available. Then your Caspa is now available for mining. So let you use the algorithm first, then I guess you could mine Caspa as well. But still, it became available to mine on K-Heavy-Hash and be able to get paid out in it for GPU, CPU, or ASIC mining. That's the big thing. You can get Caspa there and not just use the algorithm. Blake 3 algorithms, and this is where it shows you. So that's that Alephium, and then Ironfish. Right? Then coming down to, I'm trying to scroll here. Alright, so now we have our Zcash available, the Equihash, as we've seen it, or SZEC. It's still the same. They both have TCP and SSL. I don't know if any of them don't have it. So WorldCoin or WLD is now available for mining easily and anonymously earn WorldCoin joining any of our GPU, CPU, or ASIC. So you'll get paid out. That's when they added WorldCoin July 26th last year. And then PayPay was available August 2nd. Octopus algorithm, which is Conflux, I do remember that now, became available August 7th. August 18th, your new ASIC ports are now available, so you can use the K-Heavy-Hash, your Caspa miners, your ASIC miners that mine Caspa on Unmineable. And then in September 1st, a new version of the desktop app. They have a desktop app that shows you what it looks like when you're mining. You can keep track of your stats while you're mining. Then Ironfish again is available. Start earning Ironfish. That was October. And then October 30th, Conflux. Earn Conflux using your CPU, graphics card, and whatnot. That was Octopus. Allowed you to get paid on Conflux. Thought you could before. before that, but maybe I was wrong. Then NexaPow came along. That is the algorithm for Nexa. Uh, it was available, came in, like I said, October 30th. Then on the 2nd, you can actually mine Nexa or get paid out in Nexa. So when it comes like that, where it says NexaPow, that's the algorithm was available, so you can get paid out in other coins by using Nexa. And then when it says Nexa coin is available for mining, that means that you can get paid out in Nexa mining any of the algorithms. All right. So then on November the 18th, so if you're, this is the when it says when you're mining with the RandomX algorithm, you may have noticed that the reward for all coins have increased by at least 6 times over the past hours. We've switched from XMR, which was Monero, to Zeph internally, which is currently more profitable than XMR based on RandomX mining. Miners don't have to take any action. This update is effective immediately. Enjoy. So this is why you should check the news, because imagine you're getting 6 times a coin, even if it was only for a few days. That's still that's what you mine for, right? That's what you're going for. So now Zephyr is now available for mining. Start mining Zephyr with your graphics card or ASICs. Happy mining. Then you got your Carlson algorithm is now available for mining any of our supported coins, multi-region, so you can get paid out in Caspa, or you can use Caspa and use that Carlson, that is, use Carlson algorithm, and then you can get paid out in Carlson on December 9th. So one day later. Then Alephium was now available for mining, so you can finally get paid out in Alephium. And then Bunk, same thing, you can get paid out in Bunk starting December 15th last year. And then on the 20th of December, Dynasolve DNX algorithm is available, so you can use the algorithm. And then 2 days later, on the 22nd, you get paid out in Dynex. So one thing to notice too, around Christmas time, if you notice the prices of most crypto went up around Christmas and the holidays, and then came back to reality early January. But that's normal with the stock market and with cryptos during that time of year. All right. So here, if you're mining CowPow algorithm, you would notice a reward increase of around 1.8 times. We switched from Raven to AIPG, so AI Power Grid was being used, and I think it still is, if I'm not mistaken. So that gave a little boost than what Ravencoin was doing. So the good thing about CowPower about that is you can look and see, hey, what's the price of AIPG, and if it was down, lower, you're getting less. If it's higher, you're getting more. And what I like to do is I like to check the price for this date, January 8th. So I go to January 8th and see the price then, and I base it off of that date, because that's when they change it, and that's when they said it was 1.8 times. And then I know that, okay, it might have been down, and went up a lot, but still lower than it was here. And I know that, okay, I know how much I'm getting, not that I'm getting more or less and think that I'm doing well when I'm just kind of almost breaking even than where I was. All right, so next, your period hash came on. Algorithm was available January 11th, and then January 20th, your ETH hash B3, which is the Hype or Hypera coin. I've seen that on my mining pool stats video. This algorithm is now available for mining. Jupiter is now available for mining, start earning, so you can get Jupiter starting February 4th. That's really new. And then now February 6th, the Win coin, that's also new. And then Neoxacane was available for mining, and you're able to get that as of February 7th. Today is February 10th, so that was 3 days ago. So the news, that's what makes the news important, why you should always look at the news and know what's going on with Unmineable. All right. So another thing, let's see. All right, so that was what we can find out in the news for that. Next, let's look at setting up a batch file in Unmineable. So like I mentioned before, it's not a bad idea to have batch files set up and have them ready, so that when you are ready to mine or ready to switch algorithms because another coin is doing a lot better, or you look at the news and find out, hey, there's something going on. Now, when there's a new algorithm, sometimes you have to set it. You can't have it ready if it's not available there. But most of the times, it's not going to be anything new you have to do. For instance, when they change over to AI Power Grid, you just have to use RandomX. If you use RandomX, it'll automatically, they'll do that for you, so you don't have to do anything but go to your RandomX, right? In that case. All right, so let's look at, let's see, how to set up a. So let's look at how to set up our mining file, our batch file. Let's say we wanted to mine. Let's see. So let's see, we wanted to mine, let's say Caspa. Alright, so let's find Caspa. Oh, I used that one already. Right there, we'll find it. Caspa, okay. So first thing you can do is you can click the Get Started button. And then here, I like to use the configuration wizard for third-party mining apps, because here they have the Unminer. I've never used that. But anyway, let's go here, and I'll click on the advanced, and you'll see why. All right, so for me, let's say I'm using Caspa, and it's very simple. Let's do the very simple one. I want to mine on my laptop. I have a laptop I'm not using, and hey, I want to get started. I don't want to use too much electricity. I want to see what this thing is all about. So okay, so I'm going to hit CPU mine. All right, so hit CPU mine, and then still it's going to ask you what coin you want to mine. Since I had Caspa first, I put the Caspa right there. So now it tells you what's my address, my Caspa address. So I keep a little text document handy. And here with these addresses, if you go in here and you use my address, all you can do is put money in my wallet. You can't take anything out with that address. So that's fine. Here you go. And then so I paste my address in there and click next. So when you're looking for a pool, unless something is going on between the pools are unequal and one of them has more hash rate available than the other one, most of the time you want to be the one that's closer to you geographically. So I'm in the United States, so I'm going to mine USA. And then your secure socket level for unminer, I haven't noticed much of a difference between solo mining and pool mining. So just for giggles, I'm just going to do pool mining. You can use these three, any of these three. Now, when I use my ETC miner for whatever reason to get paid out in certain coins, it's still the same algorithm. I don't know why, but I have to switch these out sometimes. Sometimes I have to switch from solo to TCP. All right, but it matters because when you do secure socket or SSL, there's verbiage in there in the file that's not in the TCP. It's different. So one says TCP, one says SSL. But I'll show you that at the end. So let's go with that 333. My worker, let's call it Dell laptop CPU. All right. So you can do it like that. I use camel caption, but I'm going to just put the underscores in there. It looks better. So if I got multiple miners on there, when I look at my stats, I can tell which is which, and I'll show you that later. So let's go with next here. So I use, we're going to use JC Coin. That's you can use that too. That's my referral. You'll get 0.25% off of a 0.25 or 1% off your mining fees, which is I think 1%. So you'll be dropped down to 0.75% on mining fees. So you'll get a little more than normal. So, or if you don't have a referral code, you want to get paid less, just click this. But I'm going to put JC-coin in. Click next. So here's the part now. So if you're using XMRig, so because it is CPU mining that I'm doing, this will be your batch file, right? So if you're doing SRB miner, you would use this one. I'm using XMRig. I always use XMRig. So I'm just going to copy this, or I can just click here and put copy. Then I'm going to open up a new file here and just paste that in there using Control P or Control V. Sorry. Didn't catch it. So let's do that again. Just have my wallet address. It happens. So let's go copy. Now it's copied. Let's try that again. Control V. And there it is. So this is what it says. It's your XMRig. The algorithm is random X, which the RX stands for. Now for each mining pool or each file, each pool that you use, like Unminable, they have very slightly different codes for algorithms and certain things. But you'll get used to it as you see more of them. All right, the O. This is going to tell you what is the website and the port number along with, if you're TCP mining, like I said, Stratum plus TCP, the other one would say SSL. So if I was mining solo, it would say SSL, but I'm mining in a pool, so it says plus TCP. And then this is the website, rx.us.unminable.com, and the port number after the colon 333. Remember there was 80 and 133333, and then there was 4444 for SSL. So if you go SSL and you have 333, it'll give you an error because SSL was 4444. It was 4 fours. So make sure you got that right. So when you start getting errors and not mining, your miner's not working, you can just look at that. You'll get used to it. When I first started, I couldn't figure out what was going on half the time, and I would just stick on certain coins because that one was right. There was no mistakes in it. So next, this is your user information. So the coin that you're getting paid out in, this is your payout coin, right? This is the algorithm, the random X. So this is the coin, Casper, or it's capital K, capital A, capital S. You put lowercase here, it's not gonna reach your wallet. You'll mine, it might mine for you, or it might give you an error. But the sad thing is, if it does mine and you're not getting paid, you're paying for electricity. At least if you get an error, it stops, right? So here's my Casper wallet address, all the way to the dot. Then after the dot, you just simply put your miner's name, right? Then after your miner's name with no space, you put the hashtag, and then you put your referral code if you have one. And if you use JC Coin, like I said, that's a good one to use. It's easy to remember. And then /P for pause, and then X, or this is your password X. That's automatic, so that if you put that in, you won't go wrong. And then down here on the next line, it's actually, I believe it's on this line, but it ran out. But pause, and that's your code. So when you're done with it, you go File, Save As. Change this to any or all files, and then you have to make this Casper.bat. So I already have one in here. Where is it at? Casper.bat. So you're gonna save it like that. So when you do save it, it's gonna save it as a bat file, not as a text file. You can save it as a text file, you just can't mine with it. So once you have that saved, and you want to go in, let's see. Let's go with my XM rig. This is my actual file where I have my bat files. So the JPEG files, this is for my website, for my start page I like to mine on. I got a bunk bat file. I got an algo ADA bat file. So let's look at these. Let's close this out. These are the ones that I already made. This is I actually use this on this computer when I'm mining. I don't want to save that. Don't save. So Algorand, for instance, if I right click and click edit, now to start it, I just double click on. Alright. I'll show you what it looks like, edit. So the first part I left out, the xmrig.execute. This is the execution file. This file has to be in the same folder as your bat file, right? Because it's going to look in that folder for this file right here, and it's an executable file, so that will start your xmrig miner once you double click on this batch file, right? And why does it say Casper on my Algorand? I must never mind Algorand on this one. Yeah. Let's go ADA. Let's go one that I definitely use. I do use Casper. Even Link. Let's see what Terra Luna Classic looks like. Edit. Alright, so xmrig rx.us. There you go. And then Lunk, the address. This is upstairs CPU. Now, I didn't use my code on this one. Let me put that on there now. Haven't mined Terra Luna from this computer in a while, so I just save it. Alright, so now that you got that going, right, you've seen all those JPEG pictures and all those other files in that folder. I'll show you what that's all about. That's my start page. So if I go here to my mining start page, I made this on HTML. So for instance, XRP, I don't know, I may have a computer on that one or a CPU on that one. So if I go mining stats, I put this on unminable. So if you go to unminable, and if you click on XRP and type in your wallet address, if you got something mining, and then do search, it's going to tell you this is what you're mining. This is live. This is what you're getting paid out. Short burst. This is one CPU. So I got one worker at 2.67 kilohash using RandomX. Right? I go to workers, tells me Office Dell 06 CPU. All right, this is the hash rate. It's kind of like the dashboard where you can see what you're mining, how things are going. Payments, if you want to look at your payments that you had going so far. I think the threshold for XRP was 10. Back in the day, I used to mine like 100, and so when I started buying it, but now I'm like 30, so 35, 40. Then your referral, that's my XRP referral code. And the stats, if you go to stats, you can tell how much your balance is, referral balance, total balance, past 24 hours, past 7 days, then past 30 days, total paid 648. That's the whole time. I guess it keeps since you started. Then here's your current mining fee, 0.75 if you use the referral code. If not, it'll be 1% instead of 0.75%. So payment threshold, yeah, here is 10 for XRP. So that's under the stats tab. So we go back to live. And let's try another one. That is let's go to, I think I've got some Solana. I just paid out on Solana. Let's see what this looks like. Unmineable. So this one for me is, you currently have one worker online connected to algorithm with a total hash rate of 1.9107 megahash. It's CalPal. So this is my GPU mining rate. So here's my payouts. This is Solana now. It's over $100 a coin, so you're not getting $100 every few minutes. So that's not what you get. All right, so let's look at the workers. Even though I have, this is the RTX 3080, that's 5 GPUs. So I call it RTX 3080 times 5. And it's 181 megabytes or megahertz per second. So it's the average. As you see, it fluctuates, but it's pretty solid once you get going. And it's using CalPal. Payments, I just paid out earlier today, 0.21. And I have some other payouts from other months. It's on the Solana chain. Referrals, that's for that. I don't use that one. I use my JC Coin one when I'm not mining Bitcoin. And there's the stats for this one as well, 0.75. Payout threshold is 0.15 on this one. Alright, so let's look at another cool thing you could do if you go off of here. So I was doing 191, right, megahash. So let's go, you have to click out and then click in here, just bring up the coin and not your dashboard. So if you do that and you want to see how much can I make, so I was on CalPal. So the hash rate from one algorithm to the other is going to change. They have different ways of measuring it. I don't know the math, but it does. But I know that I was around 191 CalPal, right? And that was megahash. And I was using CalPal. So here, if I keep at this rate, I would mine 0.029 Solana a day or 0.888 a month. Right? That's how you can tell how fast you can go. So let's go with one of the easier ones that actually drives on. Let's say I want to mine Bunk with my 5-card GPU at 191 megahertz. Here I would make 239,838 Bunk a day, right? Or 7 million a month. Yeah, 7.1 million a month, 7.195 million a month. All right, so you use that calculator. Just if you put your address in, it's going to take you to the dashboard. And to see the difference too, like RandomX, if I don't want to use my GPU rig, I want to use RandomX. The other one was what, 1.65 hash. So that's one. So this hash is 1,650. So that's, I could do kilohash as well, but it would be 1.65, and that's how it's measured. If you've seen the 65, right? So there, if I would want to use my CPU, one CPU that I was using on, I don't remember what it was. Oh, XRP, it would still get me 8,176 Bunk a day. All right. Now the only thing is, Bunk is worth a whole lot less. So if you just want to collect a lot of them, whatever. That's how you find out how much you're getting. So if I do 8,000, one CPU, and I want to see how long it'll get me paid off. So 8,000, and it costs 15,000 for payoff. So every 2 days I can get paid Bunk, 15,000 every 2 days. All right, by average. Now that'll fluctuate. You know, that's what it does. And down here you can see the directions, a quick way for directions. Let's say you got your algorithms hooked up and you just want to switch to coin, right? You know that, okay, Bunk is capital B-O-N-K, and then my address and worker name. And if I want to use the referral, hashtag referral. So for each coin, they have this set up for you. If you know what you're doing, you don't have to go through that setup. Once you make one good algorithm, But if you switch algorithms, it's always good to go through that so you got the algorithm set up right. So for instance, let's say I want to mine Alephium. ALF address. The main part is this part right here to know what to use for unmineable, to pick it up and pay it. Jupiter, you would assume it's JUP. Sometimes it's right on board, but it's always good to check, because if you have the wrong one right here, the wrong name, it'll let you mine, but it will never go to your wallet. So that's kind of the worst thing. You're working for free, so to speak, and you never want to do that as a miner. So that's one of the bad things, is to go to bed and wake up and check on your rig, and you realize I didn't get nothing all night, but somebody did. I worked for free all night, so you kind of want to avoid that. All right. So that's how you use your dashboard, and that's how you check how you can see what you got as far as mining, average, what you can, how fast you can mine. So if you use 4 computers or whatever, add up the total hash rate. But if you go from, for instance, CalPow, and let's say you got 200, right, for Jupiter, so you get 6.6 Jupiters, right? But if you go to Carlson hash, and it's 200, it's 0.13. Doesn't mean that you'll get more with CalPow. It just means that it's measured here different Carlson. So you literally have to go on Carlson and try it for usually about 20 minutes. If once you're on for 20 minutes, it'll get its peak and steady out. Then you can see what your hash rate is, because it could be 600 something on there. They're all measured differently. Some of them are measured in. Let me show you this Beam hash. So Beam hash, for instance, this is way so you got 200, but it's measured in souls per second. So it's not measured in kilohash or mega hash. So that's why it's hard. You won't know until you get on there, and then you see, okay, this is 168 souls per second. And then once you see that it is after 20 minutes, then you can see, okay, if I'm in a day here, I'll get this much. But at 200 mega hash per second, I'll get this much. So this one is bigger than that one, or this one works better than that one. All right. So it takes a little bit of work, but it's worth it in the long run. All right. So let's see what else we can show you. I think I'm missing something. Let's go back up. So yep. So for your address, if you have a Jupiter address, you just put it there. Looks like my addresses are saved on there, but I never use Jupiter, so it's not going to be there, of course. Referrals. This is what your referrals, it tells you about referrals. So if you can get your own referral, but you can't use your own referral. So if you use JC-Coin and then you send your referral to someone else and they use it, you'll get an extra 0.25 off percent. So you get 0.5% off total if you use someone else's referral and then use your referral. So that's still a better deal than not. Support, I haven't really used the support, but there's some frequently asked questions. Tells you how to get started. Tells you where to download the miners at. That's important too. Terms and conditions. I haven't really read this part yet, to be honest with you. Then their app is already there. Let's go back to our start page. And let's see. Yeah, and this right here, this little thing, you should always know this, but still there. Please report any account, channel not listed here, claiming to be us. We will never ask for payments for listings or private information. We have no official Telegram or Discord at this time. So what some people do, what some scammers will do, they'll go on and say, hey, there's an airdrop. Like there was a coin, like when Bonk was doing good, like I said, I mentioned in 2023, it was a top gaining crypto at 97 plus X last year. So let's see, at its peak, someone would go on and they will send out messages or whatever saying, hey, your Bonk address, send us your Bonk address or log in, or basically try to get your wallet seed and tell you that we're going to drop 1 million Bonk to the first 200 people. And so people would actually go in there and they would give their wallet seed or give information where wallet can get hacked. Now, if you give your payment address, they can't. That's called the public key. So all they can do is send you money or send you Bonk with your public key. But if they get your private key, then they can go and send themselves money, have access to your wallet if you have crypto in there. So just keep that in mind. So if you start seeing stuff like that, you should never give anybody your private key. unless you're giving them your crypto. Hey, you could have my crypto. Here's my private key. I'm too lazy to get it and do the payout for you. You do the payout. Here's my wallet information. So otherwise, don't ever give up your private key. All right. So let's see what else got here. Now this is one thing that I created. Like I said, I use HTML to create this start page. This is everything crypto that I measure. Some of the sites that I go to, my ASIC miners that I got, that I have. Also, and then like I said, I can mine. I can go to the coins that I mine. Like I don't mind. Like I've never mined XLA. I looked at mining it, but my Android tablet's too weak, and I'm not going to buy a phone just to mine that. And Sunzu, I don't know why I put that up here, but it's not mineable anyway. But Grin, for instance, I do mine Grin. I've got 3 of these iPolo G1 mini miners. Same thing. I got 2 of the mini Doge, and I got 1 Doge 2. It's not up there. Then my iPolo V1 Mini Classic Pro, that's the ETC miner. That's this one. Got a calculator that I put on here too if I want to sell crypto, XRP for instance, and I want to wait till it gets, if I want to sell 1,000, I'll wait the price to get $1.25 for instance. Then put the equals. Put the taxes in there, but I'm going to take that out and redo that. That's with taxes, and that would be capital gains, less than 20% because it's only $1,000 or so, whatever. All right, but I'm working on that. But this is my site that I use. Here I got F2 Pool for my scripting. I also mine sometime on Unmineable. I do mine Doge, and I do mine Litecoin. But on here, I said I've had payments idle now, but it's Litecoins, but it does mine faster on here. Whether it's my 5 gig or my 5 card GPU miner, or my 3060 miner GPU miner, or even my CPUs. I don't use, and I use my ETC miner ASICs, my ETC hash, and it's even faster than the script hash with the ASIC miners. So just keep that in mind. The more you play with it, the more you'll get it. What else do I have on that? Yeah, for Doge, I think I got 3 or 4 CPUs on Doge just to get. I set mining goals every month for certain coins, so my Dogecoin mining goal, because the ASIC miners, they're kind of slow, and I don't want to be cutting it close, so I just might go in and mine maybe 50 or 60 CPU within a few days, and then get out of there easy, get an early start for next month. Try to pay out at least once a month for my ASICs and my GPUs, and for most coins. So I set the threshold right around high enough to where I'm not getting paid every day and have to keep tracking it. It's a lot easier to track. All right, so let's go on. What else do we have for Unmineable? So yeah, so also with the filter, when you go to this page, you can ERC20. That's the ETH blockchain. So you can filter by ETH blockchain and sell. These are all ETH tokens, or they're available on Ethereum blockchain. So PayPay, Saitama. Remember, on the Ethereum blockchain though, there's a high gas cost. That means transaction fees. So if you ever bought SHIB or any of the other on the ETH network, you notice that they cut you along with the exchange fees. They cut you with that transaction fee too, that gas fee. So that's the price of doing business with Ethereum. The 1inch is one of them. Your Aave, ApeCoin, Basic Attention Token, Chiliz. There's quite a few Ethereum tokens. Look at that. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28, 29 Ethereum tokens. I know Gala is, because I do buy Gala. SHIB, I buy SHIB. Remember, USTD, you can use Tron or ETH. And BNC, I do believe. WorldCoin is ETH coin. So what I've been doing when I get those ETH coin, when I get a good token or something I like, Dogelon Mars, that one is an ETH coin. It kills you because it's only 6 zeros, but when you see your fine, you're like, it's like millions of Dogelon Mars coins that you pay for fees. All right. So then you also have your Tron network, TRC20. It's BitTorrent, Clever, and Tether USDT. The transaction fees are less expensive using the Tron network. They're faster. For some reason, Ethereum network is high and it's slower. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin network is the fees are high, and it's slower too. But some of the other networks are a lot faster and they're way cheaper in fees. So if you can do a trade and you don't have to use Ethereum coins or USDT Ethereum, you'll get more for your buck, right? So that's the Tron network, and then your BEP20 coins. There's a lot of those too. Actually, there's 10, 13 of them. So you got choices like Shiba Inu, Ethereum, or this network. They got Solana BRP. They don't have, because Solana's not on there at their own layer one, but you can get Solana that way too. Okay. Let's see. Avalanche, I know. Baby Doge. Polkadot, Gala can go both ways. That's cool. And USDT, third option for USDT on unminable. Right, so let's go into the Doge page. Let's go back to the head page. There's something else in here that I wanted to show. I think I'm there. I better go to a coin. That's why it's not showing. So Caspa. Let's see what we got here. So you're looking at news here. We got 4 workers. I got my other rig mining Caspa as well. My 4 3060s, and I think I got one 1660 super on it. So it's working on Caspa. Autopay. So yeah, you can do this too. Like, so it's telling you got 50 Caspa to pay. What you can do is set that on auto pay, and once it hit 50, depends on how fast you're mining. It goes in cycles, so it might pay out every 20 minutes or every 10 minutes or every 4 minutes. Depends on the coin or the pool. And if you say you hit 50 and they just paid out, then you wait for that next payout session to come. Like I said, it might be as long as 1 hour on the longest, but for the most part, they're pretty quick. So you might not get right at 50, maybe a little more. You won't get under that, so it won't pay you off if you're under it. So you will get at least 50. So that's why, but you can slide that to auto pay, and it'll pay you. You won't have to go in and click payout. All right. So I think I got one that's I can pay out, but I'm not gonna pay out yet. It's a bitty bit. Yeah. So yeah, if you hit the threshold, like here, this is 0.75. I'm not really mining anything now, but if you want to hit payout, the payout button will be there. You click payout now, and it'll pay you out the next sip. That'll go down to 0. Then you can look at your payments, kind of see you have not payout. So this is my first Bitcoin payout on here. I used to mine Bitcoin on NiceHash, and I did mine it. But since it's so high, like I said, I haven't bought it. So I'm at like around 25,000 cost basis. Don't have that much at all. I got like 0.2, so it's not like I'm got a whole lot of Bitcoin to play with. But anyway, I'm still getting it. That's the most important thing, even though it's slow. That's how you do that. If you want to view it on Explorer, all this means is click that, and it'll show you basically what's going on with the blockchain. If you have other people who are getting paid here and there, just viewing the blockchain. I don't mess with that too much, so I don't quite understand it much. But that's what that button does, to view Explorer. Show IR to scan if you are monitoring an app. You can use that as well. I don't use that at all. And here's another way to get to the wizard as well. Alright. So that's about it for Unminable. We did go over all the coins that are available. You hit that button, it'll change it, put you on this page here with all the coins. Talked about the algorithms. Got all the algorithms out, different options you can use. Remember, for instance, we can do that now. That's what I wanted to show you. What was that? AI Power Grid. That was the one. Let's go to January 8th. 1.8. Yeah, let's go to 1.8. So January 8th, and then we're going to do AI PG. All right. So let's go to Coin market cap. Look at AIPG. Oops, not with me there. Let's go mining again. Yeah, some of the exchanges or some of the cryptos sites like different coins, they don't have AI Power Grid PG. AI PG. So here, yep, it's here. So it's up 3.5%. But here's the thing. So January 8th, it said January 8th, it was up 1.8x, so almost 2 times. So I'm gonna go 3 months. See if I can find January 8th price. I think it's gonna be up here. So here's January. January 8th. So you're looking at 53 cents. So it's 53 cents January 8th at 1.8, right? So this is your random X. So if it was 1.8 at 53 cents and now it's 22 cents, that means it is taking an L. It's getting less than it was before it switched to AI Power Grid. So whatever it was using before that, then you have, okay, now, in fact, let me see, make sure that I got the right one. So if you're mining with CowPow algorithm, yep. So Raven to CowPow. So that was good while it's lasted, but now it's down in the dumps. Not super dump. I mean, yeah, it's slowly getting back up there, but yeah, it's nowhere like 53 cents. So you're getting less than half of what you were when they first switched it. So maybe another switch is on the way. But before that, here's the big deal right here. Zeph is now available for mining. There it is. Mining random X algorithm, you may have noticed. So this is the Zeph, and this was November 11th. Right? So this is XMR. So this is, okay, so that's CowPow. That's not random X. That's CowPow for AI Power Grid. So yeah, you're getting stumped on that one. But for random X, you are getting still, let's say, November 18th. Let's check out Zeph, November 18th. So it's only 19 cents. I remember it was way more than that. So that's going to be February. Yeah, we might squeeze 3 months out of that one, I think. Not, we have to do the year. Okay, November 18th. Look at that. November 18th. We're around 23 bucks, really? So yeah, the 18th is when it started, but it got as high as here around Thanksgiving, the 23rd, $45, $49. It was in the $40 for a while, and it started to dip down. But the 18th, when they said 6 times, so we're not doing bad on Random X still. So 25, 68, 25, 23, $24. Let's call it $24. So now at 19, not 6 times, but maybe 5 times than what it was. So it did take a good jump. Our CowPow AI Power Grid, we'll keep an eye on that as far as CowPow, because I am mining CowPow, as you've seen now. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if I need to switch over. But like I said, that matters. That matters if you're getting 6 times, then you could get, that's a lot of crypto that you leave on the table if you're not paying attention to that. All right, so just be aware of that news. So I'm checking the news daily, and I'm hanging in there checking out CowPow. It's starting to warm up a little bit, so probably I might shut down my GPU miners probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. I don't know. Might shut them down for a few days because it's supposed to dip back in the 40s one more time later next week. So something to look at. All right. So that was Unminable. We did talk about that. I hope I gave everything to you that you could actually ask for. If you do have any questions or any comments, please leave me a comment. Like I said before, anything on the site is not financial advice. Just sharing my knowledge or my experiences with you and my thoughts, just to get you more into my mind, so know a little bit more, or you can teach me a little bit more if I'm wrong. All right, so feel free to leave a comment, like the page, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll see when we post new material. All right, so thank you so much for joining. Take care and have a wonderful day.